Well, the fourth car we sold was the car that's actually been here the longest. It is the Skoda Roomster. The Skoda Roomster is sold. Come on, yes! Skoda Roomster's gone. Hi there, welcome back to the channel and to another car pitch update video. Now, it is Sunday. As you can see, I'm not in my usual attire. I'm in today on a Sunday, which I don't like doing. Should be really at home with the family, but need to come in and obviously do some paperwork. I've been putting it off for too long now. The VAT's due as well, so got to get in and get that done, or the accountant lady's going to be shouting at me. So I'm here today, and I thought I'd basically just do a quick video, really, of another pitch update. Although you've only seen an update video probably a couple of days ago from last Saturday. Now it's the next day, it's Sunday at the time of filming, and I can report that Saturday went extremely well. We sold, well, I'll tell you in a minute actually, we sold some cars, put it that way. And we now got more dilemma from selling a ruck of cars on that day. So we're gonna have a quick look around this pitch, see what's gone on, see what's sold. Got part exchange, we'll have a quick nosy at as well, and also talk about a decision that I've made on the site as well, which I'm hoping will try and help me going forward, not only with a bit of filming, but also just helping with the day-to-day of running this pitch. So let's go outside and have a look around. Right, let's have a look on the pitch. First of all, straight away, I must mention this is the Ford Focus I've had just come in. Now this will feature in an auction video probably at some point this week. I bought this from auction a week or two ago. I bought this with I did buy this with a Focus, and I also bought a Astra as well, which will be here as well in a couple of days' time. So we'll talk more about them another time, but in brief, it's a Focus petrol, titanium, on a 60 plate, in a very bright colour. But let's say we'll catch that up at another update video, because it's only just come off the truck. Insignia, this has been a part exchange we've had in against the 67 plate Insignia B that we sold literally the other week. We sold that, it went out on Saturday. Customers brought this in at part exchange. My least favourite car at the moment, the Vauxhall Insignia of this era. I was never really a fan of these, mainly because it's probably the only car, well, actually two cars technically I've had cam belt snap on me, but it's the only one in recent years that I've actually had a car where cam belt snapped on me. And it was just a nightmare to sort out. And I've just had a couple others as well. I've just never really been much cop, to be honest. Anyway, we'll have a look around that in a minute, because you know it doesn't mean that every Insignia is bad, but we'll have a look at that later on. Okay, right, let's have a look on the pitch. What has sold? Well, we've sold. By the way, it's a beautiful day. We've sold 4 cars, which we've sold, which amazed me really, because it didn't stop peeing down all day on Saturday. There must have been about a 40-minute window where we had sort of gaps, if you like, where people came on. So when the rain wasn't pouring down, we had buyers on, and we did manage to get 4 away. Bear in mind as well, we haven't really got a lot to sell, which we'll talk about more in a minute, so I'm quite pleased with selling 4 cars. But we'll start first. What should we start with? We'll go to the back here. So we've sold the Grande Punto. This has only been on literally, what, a day? I put this on Friday afternoon. Had a guy down to come and look at it Friday afternoon, who's been sort of waiting around for it. Did come down, said he was going to go away and make a decision on it. I did sort of explain to him that it's probably likely to sell before you've made a decision on it if you're going to go away and think about it, and it did. So next day we had a lady come on. She'd been looking at really actually some newer cars, to be honest. She'd been looking at buying a sort of a 3-4 grand run around. Wasn't getting anywhere locally, so she decided just to come here, and then she saw this Punto, which would not have been her first preference or anything like that. But then she'd made a decision that why am I bothering spending 4 grand on an old car with big miles on when I can buy a nice little Punto that's reasonably clean and well looked after for about 1,800 quid. So that's exactly what she did. It's a nice thing. We bought this from auction. Remember we last spoke on this one. This was the one that had the bashed in tailgate, but as you can see, we mentioned in my last update video, come up absolutely superb. Has got a few little marks on it in places, you know, little bumper corners and that, but overall it is very, very presentable. Clean car, drives extremely well. Went on a test drive, bought it, love the car. We've serviced it, we put some engine mounts on it, it's had an exhaust on it. We've also got some suspension to go on the front as well. One of the shockers is a little bit weepy on one side, probably would get away with an advisory, but they're so cheap to do anyway, these now. We just do them anyway. We just buy a set of shockers and top mounts and drop links to do them all, get it out of the way. Customer's got confidence as well, then it's all right. So we're going to do that for her. Anyway, that's going to go out hopefully next week. Doesn't really need a great deal doing to it. Not sure it's open, I can quickly just show you inside it. Obviously you probably won't valet again because they've been traipsing through it, but that's all right. It's a nice thing, done 91,000 miles, just a cheap run around. They are good news, these little Grande Puntos. We've also sold this, the Fiat 500. To be honest with you, I had this pretty much nailed on, this one. This is a customer who's bought this, who's been waiting extremely patiently for this. This little white Fiat 500. Bought this off a trader, needed a clutch. It was a 1.2 petrol. It's a lounge model, so it's got the panorama roof, alloys and stuff on it. An 11 plate, done 93,000 miles. I think it's open. Quite nice inside. It's got a little bit of wear on the steering wheel, which I did mention to the customer. I have reduced the car for her anyway, because she's been waiting so patiently. I don't think they were too bothered about that. We have done some bits inside here. It's obviously been for valet, because it was, these seats always come up really bad. It's also had a new gator on it, because that was all split on the gear stick. Like I say, it's had a brand new clutch in it. We've also put 2 front suspension arms on it as well, because they are really common on these for going, and they're a bit of a pig to do actually, because you have to take the bumper off to do it. So when we had the clutch out, got a set of arms in stock, we keep them anyway, shove them on, just peace of mind. So at the moment what we've got to do now is put a couple of rear shockers on it, which we keep in stock, dead cheap. Change these headlights, because these headlights you can quite see on the camera, but they are quite badly damaged. But we're going to swap them with the yellow one over there. So yeah, great. It's coming to use that yellow car. And yeah, so we can get it ready for the customer, get it serviced. There was a couple of advisory items on it last year which they want sorting out, which, to be honest with you, bar one of them have already been done. There was tyres on it which have already been changed on the back. There was the arms that were mentioned, we've done them. There's an exhaust issues which we've done them. There isn't really much left for us to do on that side of it. So here's hoping we can try and get it an advisory-free MOT, all looking its best. I think we've got to put shockers on this one as well actually. Seems to be shocker week for Fiat here at the moment. But anyway, nonetheless, we'll get that done for her, get it all polished up and finished off. A few little bits I can just see straight away that the eye needs sorting out, but we'll do them for her. 2,995 I sold that for. It was supposed to be going up for 32.95. I think I may have done a picture of it ready to go on Facebook, so you can see it here if I have got it. If I haven't, apologise. But yeah, it was going up for 32.95, but because it waited so patiently, and I knew the lady wanted it for her daughter, she was absolutely buzzing when she turned up to see it as well. So we can get that ready for her. Really like those sort of transactions. First cars, you know, what's got to be right for them, and yeah, hopefully we can get that sorted for them over the next week or so. We bought it at right money, but we've had to do a lot of work to it, so there's a good profit in that. We've done a stonking runk of work to get that right. Moving on, we've got the i10, sun's in the way there. We saw this the other day. This has literally only been on sale. Oh, it's even on sale even a week, I don't think, this one. The i10 on 11 plate, very low mileage, on about 63 or 64,000 from memory. We bought this from Aston Barclay a few weeks ago. In fact, I think it was on the channel, actually. We filmed it, didn't we? I won this, I can't remember the other car we bought it with. What did we buy it with? Megane. We bought the gold Megane, which I've had a couple of test drives on. And yeah, so this is the i10 we sold. I've had people on this all week. I had a test drive on Friday afternoon. Lady went away to think about it. I did say to her, please don't take your time too much on it. I'm not trying to push you or anything like that. Just, you know, we sell stuff really quickly and this will sell. Anyway, lady came on the following day, rang up. Well, 2 people ring up actually. One was coming at 2 for a test drive, one was in the morning. Lady came down in the morning, straight away, bang, bought it. And then obviously I had 2 people on later on. The lady who first test drove it was disappointed, but unfortunately that's the way it goes. And obviously the other test drive we had to cancel. But nonetheless, it's sold. That's what it's all about, getting them sold and gone. Nice thing this, I say it's got low mileage on it. Not a great deal to do to this, to be honest with you. It's been actually really nice one to deal with. We do need to put an auxiliary belt on it and tensioner, because it's got a little bit of a noise in the tension, like a dry bearing, but very common on these. Nothing really to worry about too much. Other than the valet, it wasn't too bad. Don't think we even did any paint on it either. It was one of those nice ones. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. 2,995 again. I can't remember roughly what we paid for that. It's probably about 1,800 quid. I say there's probably a bit more prep to do on it yet. There'll be other bits and bobs. So as I say, probably maybe a grand in that. Maybe at the end of the day, take your margin out. You're on about 800 quid, aren't you, on your VAT margin? But there we go. That's what we want us doing. Selling cars like that, in and out quickly. Reliable little low mileage Hyundai. And finally, what was the 4th car that we sold? Well, the 4th car we sold was the car that's actually been here the longest. It is the Skoda Roomster. The Skoda Roomster is sold. Come on, yes! Skoda Roomster's gone. Now this car, I cannot believe has been here for this long. I mean, I say long, it's probably been here about, what, 3-4 months maybe? But honestly, I mean, the first month, fair enough, I can understand the first month because it got laid up over behind me here, waiting on a part. So that was really why it probably didn't have a fair crack of the whip, really. It was here for a month waiting on a motor for it for the door, which was a nightmare to get hold of. Because it just seems to be such a common issue and you just can't get hold of them. Anyway, we did manage to find one in the end and managed to get it sort of ready. Then it didn't really do much happen with it. Didn't have a lot of people on it. Just one of those cars where, for whatever reason, I can't quite understand why. Is it open? Yes, it is. It just wasn't getting any interest. And to be honest with you, from my perspective, as a pitch car, as a dealer, wanting one of these Skoda Roomsters, my preference would be, I'd want a 1.4 diesel, like this one, I'd want it in this colour, and I want it with alloys on, and that's exactly what we've got. But yet, still wasn't really getting any much interest at all, which was odd, because all the dealers were telling me when I bought this, the good news, they are great news, you'll sell that easy, don't worry about it, you'll get rid of that, no problem at all. And now when I say I've had it that long, they go, yeah, well, you should have bought the Yeti. They all want the Yeti, they don't like Roomsters. It's like, oh, well, make your mind up. Anyway, it's gone. We've sold it to a subscriber who's bought a car off us before for his daughter, and he bought this now. I think for his missus who's having it. Like I say, it's done 74,000 miles. It drives superb. I mean, it's just superb. I love driving this. I was going to do a video on it, but I kept, for some reason, never getting around to doing it. It's such a lovely, bright thing. I say, get used to the fact that it's a 3-cylinder diesel, which is a bit funny at first, because it's, you know, they are a bit of a unrefined, shall we say, but they go like the clappers, and they obviously how good they are on diesel. Superb car. But anyway, gone, sold, pleased with that. He's got himself a cracking car. Can't just understand why that didn't sell sooner. So really, when we look round, although there's quite a lot of cars here, in reality we've got a lot left. I mean, think about it now, we've got on sale left little C1 silver one, which we had 2 test drives for C1s on Saturday. None of them turned up. In fact, we sold everything but C1s and iGos on Saturday. So we've got that little C1. We've got the Megane. We've had a bit of interest on that. Haven't really advertised that yet, so I need to get that out on the Facebook and get that around a bit. We've had people walk on looking at it, so I've got confidence that will go, because they are superb value for what that is. We've got the Agila. That's now on sale, a little cheapy Agila. That will fly out, I'm sure, because say cheapies like that do. Low mileage, little run around for someone. So let's say we've got 3 there. The Skoda's sold, the Pant Grande's sold. Everything behind it sold or was in prep. The Fiat sold. So then we've got the Mondeo left, which is 11 plate Mondeo. We get a bit of interest on that. Keep getting test drives ordered for it, people coming back. Never do. One of those cars, if we get the person who actually wants one in it and drive it, they'll buy it immediately. But until then, we just have to wait. And we've got the 107 again. Nice bright thing, this 107 on a 12 plate facelift. No interest really on it, really. We've had sold a few iGos and C1s recently, but for whatever reason this one is just not shifting. So we'll pull that out, I think, on Monday and give it a bit of a clean up and pop it on the corner there, and I think it might sell. We'll see. You'd be amazed how moving stuff around the pitch just seems to get more interest, and all of a sudden you just get bits of areas of the pitch where stuff seems to sell better than others. We've also got the Kia as well. That's my my landlord, previous occupier's car. That's going to be buffed next week and look lovely. It's just going to look a bit flat, so we're going to get that buffed up, and we're looking like $1 million when that gets back, and we'll be able to plonk that out and sell that, because they are good news, those Kia estate diesels. So yeah, we'll look at that really. I mean, on Monday, obviously that's going to go off to get buffed and that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars on sale. 5 cars. And we had about 9 originally, so effectively, we're now selling nearly half the cars we had in stock on Saturday. So, I mean, when you look at it from that perspective, it's not bad going. I know some dealers will be saying, selling 4 cars and you're celebrating. Well, it's a celebration to me, because, you know, we've only got very little in stock, and when you sell nearly half of them, it's, yeah, I think that's a bit of an achievement. Anyway, that's just me. Anyway, we're now going to have to get some more vehicles on sale, because it's going to be a bit of a balancing act as we try and effectively got to work on getting the sold cars out. There's only really 2 of us here that do that, can sort of work on the cars, and then we've also got to be in the background still trying to get stuff fixed and on sale as well. So we've got to sort of try and multitask here a little bit, which is very difficult when you've only got so many pairs of hands, and you've got to try and put all your efforts into getting the sold cars out, because customers want their cars, usually they want them yesterday, so we've got to get that sorted. So we'll see if we can try and restock for next week. That's the plan. Actually, I've forgotten, I've got in the back of my shoulder, I can just see the insignia. Let's have a quick look at this insignia. So this is the part exchange actually that we had in against that 67 plate Insignia B, which I mentioned earlier, which has got out, which was I think there been too many miles of that actual Insignia, other than the battery problem, which we had to sort out and sort of twig it and get the old top done on it to reset it all up. But once we did that, fine. So this is the Part X, or the chop as we call it. This is a 2010 Vauxhall Insignia 2-litre diesel. I think it's a 128, 130 brake. They did do a couple of variations of them. I'm not a great fan of these, as I've mentioned many a time. It's done 121,000 miles, 6-speed manual. A little bit of wear on the old centre rest console there. Once a valet, a little bit of wear on the steering wheel. It's not too bad internally. Outside, it's a bit of a letdown, if I'm honest with you. Almost like it's burnt on the bonnet. I'm not quite sure what's caused it, but it's like blackboard. Ugh, horrible. Definitely would want a bonnet. I asked the owner about that and he wasn't sure how that happened either, but there we go. So the paint works very flat on it. It's also got a bit of lacquer peel on the back door here, which is a real shame because you don't have to end up painting this door, although you have got a line there to work with, so maybe you could get away with painting that door. I have actually had a go with a little bit of compound paste, just bored on Saturday when it was not raining for the 20 minutes. You can just see there, quite shiny. So it would come back up with a mop, it'd look a different car again, but you've got to get a bonnet for it. We've got a little bit down there as well on the sill that's a bit edgy, so we say, a little bit of corrosion starting to appear. Top of that door, I'm not a great lover of these anyways. Do I really want to be getting involved in one of these? Not when I'm not really a big supporter of them at all, to be honest with you. I'll be trying to sell a car to someone and tell them, yeah, it's brilliant. No, I don't really like them. I think they're rubbish, you know. But look, there'll be people out there who had insignias who rate them, and don't get me wrong, the petrol ones I quite like, but I've just had so many bad diesel ones that I've just really sort of fell out of love with them. And the problem with this one as well is the paint's not really a massive issue to sort out. You could probably get a bonnet in colour for very little money, get it mopped and have the top of that door done for probably a couple £100 if I pulled my finger out and went on eBay, find a bonnet or something. But the issue with this one, unfortunately, what's condemning it for me, it's got a little bit of clutch rattle. It's just starting to, on the dual mass flywheel, to rattle at the top of the pedal. Now, I've been out and driven this and it drives lovely, but you'd have got that sort of, just as you press the clutch, that rattling starting to appear. So you end up putting a dual mass in them. And they're not cheap on these, that's the problem with them, that's the big killer. These are like, I mean you could probably get a dual mass kit for one of these for about £400 or £500, which is just a bit of an absolute sort of kills the job on it. Because I'd give £700 in chop for that, because the guy, I mean, I think he thought it was worth more, but the reality it isn't. And I really wanted to give him £500, but I don't think that would have been enough. So we had to sort of make a deal at 700, which, you know, if I have to lose a little bit on it, I'm not really that bothered, because we've got good money in the car we've sold. But it'd be nice if you could retail it, and if it was a little bit cleaner, or it didn't need to put a dual mass in it, that'd be the biggest one really, then I might have potentially have retailed it. So what will we do with it? Well, I'm not sure, to be honest. It's probably going to have to be an auction car or a trade car, because we're not going to retail it. There's just too much really involved there to retail it, and like I said, I'm not a massive fan of them, but there we go. Right, let's have a quick chat about my dilemma I mentioned earlier on in the intro. So basically, I've been working out really over the last sort of week or so how I can sort of use my time better, because I've been having a few problems really trying to get sort of cars, as you've noticed there, on sale. There's only a small team of us here. There's effectively 2 other people that work with me. And one of those persons is also looking to drop his hours a little bit. He's a bit older than myself and my mechanic, and obviously he wants to sort of take it a bit more easy. So we've got to try and solve the situation. And I think, to be honest with you, I've decided that the best thing I need to do is to get another pair of hands to assist and help me. But where is it that I actually need more help? Well, at first I thought it might be in the office, because the problem I've got is, like today, I'm coming in doing paperwork. So I'm thinking straight away, we need to get someone in the office, helping with all the paperwork side of it and doing all that, etc. However, actually when I thought about it, I've decided to make another decision. And that was, instead, I'm going to get myself my own valeter. Now, the reason being is really simple. You see, at the moment, I spend probably £200 to £300 a week outsourcing my valeting to a local firm. Now, there's nothing wrong with the local firm, they're very good, although I can't quite get as many done as I'd like, because really after about 3 or 4 a week, they don't want to do any more. That is just what it is, and obviously there's other people using them, other traders use them. It just makes the job more difficult. The more you're trying to send, you can't get them done. You sometimes get cars sent over to valet and you can't get them back when you need them, obviously if they're in a queue, etc. And if you get them stuck there over a weekend, they're effectively gone because they're closed. So there are some complications to having like a third-party valet company do it for you. And even with all the valeting that I've been sending out and outsourcing, I still end up valeting cars. For example, the other week I had a few sold cars going out. I spent hours sort of finishing off cleaning those vehicles, washing them and brushing them up. And that is something I really should not be doing. And like I said, I can't send them out to valet because I don't know I'm going to get them back in time. You're on the phones, they're mithering, it's going out at X, it's going out at X. It's just not ideal. So I've decided the best thing to me to do is get a full-time valeter, because when you actually weigh it all up, when you're spending hundreds of pounds a week outsourcing valeting anyway, plus you're then still doing a bit of valeting yourself, losing probably 5 or 6 hours a week minimum I'm probably losing doing valeting. And on top of that, I don't get a chance to really go out and clean cars as much as I'd like on the pitch, just sort of, washing them off. You get lots of sort of crap and debris fallout, if you like, from the road. So you can wash a car and 2 or 3 days later, particularly if they're dark colours like green or black, etc., they just look awful again. So trying to keep them maintained and stuff like that is important because at some point it probably would have cost a sale. You don't necessarily know that, but someone comes on, looks at a car, thinks it looks dirty because it's not been washed in a while. It is going to hinder your chance of anyone actually communicating with you to maybe even go further with a sale. So it is important. I think the best thing to do is get a full-time valeter. So I put an advert out last week, got a few candidates who were sort of shortlisted, managed to get someone on board. Works better for him, he's local, so he can come up, so he's not travelling as far to where he currently is working. He's got a little bit more money as well, and more importantly, he's doing less hours. So that's better for him, he's got better life balance, he's not working as many days, he's not getting up early in the morning. It's just all round better for him. So that means it's great for him, and it means it's good for me, because it means I get someone who's going to come here, hopefully wanting to be here and wanting to help and assist with the car pitch. So let's see how we go. I think from a financial standpoint, it will be a better for me because it means I can get more paperwork done, it means I can go out more, get more filming done. Hopefully it's the right decision, and also means we've got an extra pair of hands. So if he's not valeting the guy, you can be doing a bit of driving, he can be helping me out, he can maybe even go in the workshop and help there if he wants to learn. Whatever he's doing, an extra pair of hands is going to help immensely. So we'll see where that goes anyway, because I do need help, because at the moment it's been really stressful over the last few weeks. Not that I'm complaining about it, I love being here. This is a far, far better job than my previous role when I ran the garage. I really sort of hated that towards the end. I just got really sick of it. It's probably the best decision I've ever made on my career journey in the most trade. Anyway, that's my dilemma, which I'm hoping that I have resolved. So thanks guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Here's hoping the rest of the week goes well for you. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, because it helps me out immensely and it means a lot to me. Thanks again guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.